Hello, welcome back to Tea Time in Paris. In one of my recent videos, I shared that I was restarting my Hermès journey with a profile in the New York boutique because I had spent 5 years living in Paris, and as you know, Hermès profiles don't carry across borders. So after hesitating for a long time between keeping my spending in Paris versus starting fresh in New York, I decided to take the plunge and start afresh. Partially because I'm pregnant this year and I won't be able to travel much to Paris to make the spending. And since my first purchase in the New York boutique in April, I have gone back only twice so far. I definitely feel like I need to visit my new SA a little bit more often for him to remember me. But the problem I have is that there aren't that many items I actually want to purchase, and the ones I really want are higher price items like fine jewelry, so I can't possibly go every 1 to 2 weeks because it just wouldn't be too responsible financially. And also, if I spend too much in a too short amount of time as a new client in the New York boutique, I feel like they would just make me keep going back for a while more because the store and my SA don't know me super well yet, and consequently my spending ratio will undoubtedly be much higher than it needs to be. So if any of you are also trying to score a quota back, let me know what your strategy is on the frequency and the amount of spending each time. Like, how do you balance pacing yourself and getting the items you actually want instead of a bunch of smaller items that aren't necessarily at the top of your priority list? So having gotten that out of the way, let's dive into what I got from Hermès over the past few months. So let's start with this box right here. This is actually not for me but for my soon-to-be-born daughter. So let's just go ahead and open this. I really like the box. Okay. So when I saw this on the website, I thought it was just too cute. You'll see it in a moment. So here it is. It's a little plush toy. They have this in baby blue and baby pink, and since I'm having a girl, I thought that pink would be super cute. I'm a bit traditional in that I don't really buy into the gender neutral parenting thing. I like my pink stuff for my girl, at least until she develops her own taste for colors and other things. They also have another horse plush toy that actually looks more like a proper horse and more well made with actual fur and stuff, which I think I'll eventually get when she's a bit older. But for now, I think this is the right size because I don't want to get something that's bigger than her already. And this cotton linen kind of fabric is also more hypoallergenic than I think the furry version would be. So probably a bit more suitable to be near newborns, and it's a toy that she can probably keep for quite some years to come. Then let's unbox this one, which I think by the shape of the box you can already guess that it's a scarf. I don't actually buy a lot of silk scarves, but this one is in the size 70. So here it is. It's a smaller, kind of smaller square. So the pattern is kind of like a bunch of like flying horse, Pegasus. It's super cute and super dreamy. So I thought I could use more of the size 70 silk scarves this summer. This size is actually my favorite because I think the 90 size is a bit too mature and sophisticated looking, which is not necessarily the look I'm going for every day. And I think the 70 kind of gives it more of a youthful and casual vibe, which I can more easily incorporate in my everyday wardrobe. And it's also more versatile in the sense that I can also use it in the winter and shoulder seasons. as opposed to the 90 size, which I feel like is really more for the warmer season. I made a short clip showing why the 70 is my favorite size and how you might style it. I'll try to link it above. I don't know if you can actually link shorts, but you should definitely be able to find it pretty easily on my channel since I don't post that many shorts. I also really like this pattern and colorway. I think for scarves though, the colorway is probably more important than the actual pattern because no one actually sees the pattern when you're wearing it. But the colorway is what makes it go with an outfit or not. And this is just a fairly natural kind of blue, you know, blue with a little bit of kind of tan colorway, which really goes with a lot of outfits. And I don't already have this colorway in my silk scarf collection. I usually have the really kind of bright pink and red and green sort of color. So this is a good addition to what I currently have. So next we have a ready-to-wear item. I wanted to buy a piece of ready-to-wear that would look good on me now as a very pregnant woman and also later when I'm back to normal. I don't want to waste money spending on a whole new wardrobe only for the few months that I would actually wear. I have a rule that I would only buy a piece of clothing if it's something I would otherwise buy if I were not pregnant. So that actually cut my choice down pretty substantially. So for the Hermès ready-to-wear pieces, I have to admit that it's not super easy to buy because most of their styles are more mature and they're really designed for older women who spend their time lounging in resorts on vacation. That's just the feeling I get from their ready-to-wear lines. I tried on a few pieces this time and there were two that I really liked. One was a black shirt dress which fit me very well and the cut was just perfectly on point. It had enough room for my baby bump right now, but I can see that it would look equally good without the baby bump. It's a very well-made piece and it's also very quiet in terms of style. The only identifying features of the Hermès brand were the equestrian logo on the pocket, which was tone on tone, so it wasn't screaming Hermès, and the button detail, which was also super subtle. Let me get this out of the way. So this is the other piece I really liked, which was a silk cardigan. I really like that they give you a full garment bag with any ready-to-wear piece. I mean, it's a choice between having a box or a garment bag, but I thought, why not? Why not have a garment bag? I have enough Hermès boxes. So this is the silk cardigan, which I got in the size 34. So this is in the Hermès en désordre print. It's a pretty distinct print, but I wouldn't necessarily call it loud because you will only know it's Hermès if you know the brand pretty well. Otherwise, it's just a very, very tasteful print. And what I really like about this piece is the color. At first, I thought it was black. But under direct lighting in the fitting room, I noticed a bit of navy blue undertone, but it wasn't very obvious, so I actually had to go back and check the labels, which said blue noir, as opposed to blue marine, which is what navy blue is called in French. I'm trying to see if they actually have the label that says the color name. So yeah, so this is what it says. It's long cardigan in blue noir. So this is more of a kind of midnight blue, which is really, really close to black instead of a navy blue. I think this shade is just very classy and it gives the whole cardigan a bit of je ne sais quoi compared to the classic black color. The sleeves are also very well made. It's got these perforated kind of little dots, which is a pretty classic Hermès design, but again, like it doesn't really scream Hermès. There's a tie at the waist, which I can't really use right now because I'm pregnant, but I can see that when I'm not pregnant anymore, the waist belt would actually look pretty good. So basically I chose the cardigan mainly because of the color. I do love the shirt dress as well, and it's probably a better value item considering the price. This is quite a bit more expensive than the shirt dress, but I didn't end up getting the shirt dress because I feel like for an all cotton shirt dress, you can probably find tons of very well executed alternatives in other brands for a fraction of the price, because there was nothing fundamentally Hermes about that dress. And I get it that this is not really the spirit of the Hermes journey or pre-spend, because everything you're buying is sort of a down payment for a quota bag that you really, really want. Because the truth is, nothing in Hermes is really worth the price point it's at, so you should really just get whatever that pleases you with the down payment that you have to make on the bag. But at the end of the day, I guess I still wanted something that's more unique to Hermes instead of getting something I can easily find elsewhere. Alright, so these two remaining boxes are both shoes. But let's start with the flatter box, which is a pair of sandals. I still haven't unboxed it, even though I bought it a while ago now, because I wanted to wait to open everything with you guys. So I just hope that my SA actually packed the right pair and the right size. So we're in the summer right now, so I can actually put these to use right away. These are a pair of Oron sandals, as you can see. I'll take the other one out of the dust bag as well. So this is really, really nice and smooth. I usually keep these because it helps to keep your shoes kind of in shape when you're storing them and not wearing them, and especially for seasonal shoes when you're just wearing them for the summer and you're probably storing them for much of the year. So yeah, so these are the Oron sandals I got. So they are in the black suede leather right here, and then it's surrounded by Swarovski crystals around the border. And I like how the sole of the shoes are actually in a different material, a different kind of, I want to say a different kind of leather. I don't know if this is actually leather, but it feels like it could be. I like that it's not suede because I think it's more comfortable and it's also easier to clean. So with Oron sandals, I like to think that I was one of the early adopters of Oron sandals. I started wearing them more than 10 years ago now, and at the time, I think not that many people even knew what they were, and now you can see them everywhere, of course. I only have ever bought 3 pairs of Oron sandals in my life, and the first one I bought was a metallic rose gold version. The second pair was a black pair, and then I got a pair in white. So actually the rose gold and the black ones were both the Oasis sandals because they had the little block heels, and the white ones were the true Oron sandals. From my 10 years of experience with Oron sandals, I find that the Oron ones, as opposed to the Oasis ones, are much easier to wear because the block heels actually made a lot of noise when you're walking downstairs, and that really, really bothered me. Versus the Oron sandals, I felt like they just molded to my feet and I could just run around town in them the whole day. Also, another lesson I learned was to stick to the normal leathers, meaning no metallic, no special treated leathers. The rose gold pair that I bought first was basically a total loss. After a few years of wear, the metallic color just came off and it started looking really, really worn out. So I think I either trashed those or maybe they are lying somewhere in my Paris apartment. I definitely can't even sell them anymore because they're just totally trashed. Versus the black ones and the white ones I got are still in pretty good shape. I was initially pretty worried about the white ones, but actually they held up quite well. I got them in the Swift leather, which was already one of the more delicate leather types, but aside from a few friction marks, which could honestly be attributed to my rough wearing of those sandals, the white leather still looks quite white and they're not scratched up like you would expect of white sandals. I've literally had those for almost 10 years now and I have not babied them at all. They were worn quite regularly and roughly because I got those when I was really young and I didn't really know how to take care of designer items back then, but I'm happy to report that they are still going strong. I think this is a testament to Hermes craftsmanship. So I've wanted to add another pair of orange sandals for quite a while now, but was waiting for a special pair to take my breath away. And when I saw these in the store, I just knew that this is the pair I would take home this year. I think the black suede would hold up pretty well as long as you don't wear them in the rain. And the Swarovski crystals, I don't have a lot of experience with them. I just hope that they don't fall out. I think this would look great on a dressy night out when you don't really feel like wearing heels. They look super casual but elevated at the same time. We have one last box over here. This is the second pair of shoes in my Hermès haul this time, and they are loafers, which I saw earlier in the spring. But obviously we were heading into the summer, so I just thought that I could wait till the fall to get these, but I keep thinking back to them, and every time I look back at the photos and the videos I took of them, I just get this feeling like, oh my God, I really hope that they still have these in my size. I pray that they still have them. So I just decided to get them anyways, even though we're in the middle of the summer. So I've been wearing loafers a lot this year, especially on weekdays to go to work. And I especially like these because of the way that they are kind of sewn together. Like you see the stitching of how the sole is stitched to the body of the shoes. Like you can see very clearly here, these hand stitches, like these are just the hallmark of a well-made pair of shoes. And I also really like that the sole is a bit thicker than some of the other Hermès loafers or just other branded loafers in general. And this is a very kind of unique design, and I find that it's very classy, very distinct, and it doesn't scream Hermès, which is always a plus, because I don't really want to be wearing super kind of Hermès shoes to work every single day. Although I do wear a Chanel bag to work every single day. So I don't want to have too many like super branding items on me. I think this is relatively quiet, so I really like. And I think these would last a lot longer than the thinner loafers that are kind of glued together between the sole and the body of the shoes. Just because the way it's made and the structure of the shoes and this leather type, I don't know what leather it is, but it's like a smooth leather, but it feels pretty hard wearing. They can probably withstand inclement weather a little bit better than the thinner ones. And look wise, I think these are just 10 out of 10. When I tried them on, I was surprised that they actually look really nice and not bulky at all, because from the pictures on Hermès website, they actually look like they could be a little bit bulky. But when I tried them on, I didn't feel like they look bulky on my feet at all. I actually feel like they shape your legs pretty well, which is always a plus. So I highly recommend these. The only potential con is that the leather is a bit stiff. Like as you can see that it's like not super soft. So I do expect that I'll need to break them in. There's probably going to be a period of time when I'm gonna feel a little bit uncomfortable, especially at the side. It kind of digs in a little bit, but I hope that they'll just stretch out once I wear them a little bit more, because it's made of really quality leather and you can feel that the craftsmanship is there and the leather just really, really nice. Sizing wise, with Hermès shoes, I never know what size to get. These are in size 38. I am normally a US size 8 and Europeans 38.5. And these, like even in 38, I feel like there was quite a bit of room in the toe area. I don't want to go down to 37.5. I think with stiff shoes, it's okay to have a bit of room. And we are in the middle of summer right now, and I am 7 months pregnant, so these definitely do run large if you're thinking of getting them. So this concludes my Hermès haul this time. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Do let me know what your favorite items are at Hermès and what you like getting from the store, and how your Hermès journey is going if you are by any chance hoping to get a quota back as well. Always nice chatting with you guys, and please don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I'll chat with you again in the next video. Bye now.